Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Scratch Learners. Today we are going to see the C++ code for Quickshot program. So let's begin with the code. Here in the beginning we are defining the macro max with 100, and here we are declaring the functions that we are going to use in this program. So there will be two functions, first Quickshot and the another one is partition. So let's begin with the main block. In the beginning, we will input all the numbers of elements in the variable n, and we will input all the elements one by one in the array ERR at location I. Then we will call this function quickshot with the arguments the array, the lower bound of the array, that is the index 0, and the upper bound of the array, that is the index n-1. So let's go to this function quickshot. See, this is the function quickshot, right? Here, if low is less than up, that means this will run till lower bound is less than the upper bound of the array. We are calling this function partition with the arguments the array, the lower bound and the upper bound. And whatever this function is returning, we are storing it in the variable lock, right? So now let's see the block for this function partition. As you can see, this is the block for the function partition. Here we are initializing the variable I with low plus 1, that is the lower bound of the array plus 1. And we are initializing the variable j with up, that is the upper bound of the array. And here we are setting the element at the lower bound of the array in the variable pivot. Okay, so pivot element is the element in the lower bound of the array, that is the first element of the array, right? We have seen it in the last video also, where I explained the concept of quickshot algorithm. Now we will repeat this loop while I is less than equals to j. That means this loop is repeated till the ith index is less than equals to the jth index. That means the lower bound is less than the upper bound. So what we are doing in this loop? Here we are again executing a loop while element at the ith index of the array is less than the pivot element and I is less than the up. That means this loop will run until we find an array element greater than the pivot element. As we know, the variable I is starting from the low plus 1, right? So this loop will run from the left side of the array and move towards the right side of the array, right? So this loop will maximum run till it reach the upper bound of the array. And what we are doing? We are incrementing the value of I until we get an element greater than pivot element, right? So index I will search for element greater than pivot, and this is another loop in which it will run up to when array element at the jth index is greater than the pivot element. That means this index j will search for an element smaller than the pivot element, and till when we don't find it, we will decrement the value of j by 1. That means the index j is moving from the right side of the array to the left side of the array, right? So I is moving from left to right and j is moving from right to left. Now if we found an element greater than pivot and an element less than pivot, then we will check this condition, that is if I is less than j. If so, then we will execute these statements in which we are swapping the element at the ith index with the jth index. Okay, and we will increment the value of I by 1 and we will decrement the value of j by 1. We have seen all these functionalities in the last video in which I discussed the concept of this quickshot algorithm. Else I plus plus, that means if I is not less than j, that means if I is greater than equals to j, then we will increment the value of I by 1. So these all statements were within this while loop, right? This while loop while I is less than equals to j. Now if this condition becomes false, that means if the ith index becomes greater than the jth index, then what will do? Then we will swap the pivot element with the ith index element. Okay, so by doing this, we will get the shorted position of the pivot element. So in this way, the first element of the array got stored in its shorted position. In the same way, we will repeat all these steps while we reach the end of the array. Now this is returning the variable j. What is j? J is the shorted position of the pivot element. And where it is returning? It is returning to this place in the variable LOC, right? So LOC is the position of the array, that is the index of the array where the pivot element will get placed, right? Now we are calling the same function with the arguments the array, the variable loc and loc -1. That is, if the index loc is the position of partitioning the list, then this function will be called for the left sublist, right, from the lower bound till loc -1. And again all these steps of partition will get executed, right? Then it will return the variable j, and again the list will be divided into two sublists. Now again the same steps will be repeated for both the left and right sublist until we get all the sublist of size 1 or 0. So after repeating this loop for the left sublist, we will repeat this loop also for the right sublist, that is from the position loc +1 up to up. So when these steps are executed recursively many times, then we will get the sorted list. So this is the program of Quicksort. Now let's run this program. Let the number of elements be 9 and the elements be Now see here, we have got our sorted list. See here, all the elements are sorted in the ascending order. Here we are also having duplicate elements 4 and these are also sorted, right? So this is how Quicksort runs in C++. I hope you understood this program. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And if you like this video, please subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get the notifications about my next videos. Thank you.